I guess just on the subject of whether or not people are actually sandbagging these rating systems, does Web of Trust give some sort of record of when all these ratings come in, just so people can see, oh, it suddenly spiked one day?
Yeah, I know. We thought about that too. It's a really good point. I said, you know, I've got probably 600 people on my Skeptic Action team right at the moment. I only started it in May. And I said, well, you know what? What's going to happen is I'm going to have 600 people going over to a page and rating it that one day, never rating another page, you know, and then another day, another, you know, so on. And that's going to look really odd. And I talked to a lot of tech people, and they said, I don't think Web of Trust could care less. And what is it they say? Ask permission after you do it first, and then ask for forgiveness afterwards. So far, no one has said anything. But we do ask, because you have to sign up for Web of Trust. You have to, you know, it's not hard. It's like you can give your create a username and a password. But we ask that, that's why I kind of mix it up. Sometimes we're rating positive sites, sometimes we're rating negative sites. But sandbagging, I know that is going on in the paranormal community, but we're not doing it so much. So far we've had no issues, but if somebody does, I'll deal with it when we deal with it. But we do need to make sure we have all our pages in great shape with positive ratings in case they do sandbag us.
Just a couple of quick issues. So one issue is editing your own pages. Like, how much is there conflict of interest? How do you navigate the conflict of interest issues within the community that you're part of, et cetera? And how can you do you go in and sometimes try and actively dispute pages that the paranormals are doing for themselves? And I forget the other question.
Okay, so that's a lot of questions. These are great questions, by the way. You're not allowed to edit your own Wikipedia page if you have a conflict of interest. I totally suggest that you if you're interested in changing your Wikipedia page, you need to get in touch with us, and we will take care of that. We will totally be guided by what you want to have done. You can edit pages that you have some sort of conflict with. You just have to state that on the top page. And also, we write it in such a way that they're so strong that we don't release a page until it is really strong and it's gone through. My editing team is not on Wikipedia. We're somewhere else. We're in a private group you can't find until you join my team. And we discuss this over and over, and we're critiquing each other. Like, no, that's not strong enough. This page needs more criticism, because if we don't put the criticism in, somebody's going to do it. And then your last question was,
do you ever go in and like talk on the paranormal?
Oh yeah, in fact, yes, that's a good question. Psychics are my thing. A lot of psychics put up their own Wikipedia pages, and you can tell from the way they're written how badly they are. So they've solved all sorts of crimes. They've discovered missing children. The police using this all the time. They have badges from the FBI. You know, who knows what it is that they say. But we go in and we have, what we like to do is we put citation needed after every claim. It's hilarious. And we've had some other names. Yeah, so yes, we do. We follow, we try to find pages that are in very bad shape, paranormal. We make them cry. Oh, it's really sad. My heart just bleeds.
All right, so I have two questions.
Yes,
first one is, does your team also work on, say, issues of historical revisionism? And in particular, the second question, you talked about a number of contemporary figures that Wikipedia pages you've developed, but have you also developed pages for, say, historical atheist figures?
Yes, oh yeah, historical. Oh, we just did one. Her last name is Green. Where was it? Yes, that's her. We just rewrote her page. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Spell it for me. Her last name is Green. What's her first name?
Ruth. I think it's Ruth.
Ruth. I can't remember. But anyway, yes, we just rewrote her page. In fact, I don't tell people what to work on in my team. I make suggestions of things that I want to have done that are probably priority, but I want people to pick the thing that fills their passion. So you can become an expert in these as well. But yeah, we do historical figures. I love it. We did them. Oh my gosh, yes. Here's another one I just thought of. this is what I did. Tom Flynn helped me a lot on it. But let me show you really quick, because I don't want to run over time. But this is what it looked like before I got involved. A year or so ago. Here's the page. There it is. One screen, you know, you don't have to even scroll. And then here's the top page, and then I will go back to the article, and now here's the page now. So yes, we do work on historical sites. My degree is in social history. And you can see that this now has a beautiful page, and we can update it. But I really feel passionately about preserving history and our history of our movement as well.
I was just curious, for pages that are on the ridiculous side, I'll just say that, would you prefer to edit them to the point where they're accurate and say that this is untrustworthy or inaccurate, or just have the page taken down?
You know, it just really depends. That's a good question too. Some psychics I have removed their page, we've removed their page because they have no noteworthiness. They're no one. I mean, really no one. And some pages we like to keep up there because they are noteworthy, but they are not noteworthy enough that I'm going to do a lot of work on. Here's his whole page. This guy's, he's a psychic that tells children that they're being visited by ghosts and so on. It's just child abuse is all I can say. But Chip Coffee is one that we want to keep up there, because if we don't keep the page up, well, first somebody might put the page up and we might miss it, and we won't be able to get the criticism in there that it so rightly deserves. But we want people to be able to go, Chip Coffee, oh yeah, Chip Coffee. And they go to the Wikipedia page and they find out that he's just been, you know, ringed many times over by our community. And Chip Coffee, Sylvia Brown, we're all over those pages. So I want to have a place to put the criticism. So we like to keep some pages up. So it's a matter of opinion. It depends on the person.
Are there any ways that the values of the Wikipedia editors work against us? And are there specific ways you tailor it to what they're mainly going to take as, okay, we have to accept this by our standards? Like what are those?
Are you talking about editors in general? Or
Well, I mean, like just no, yeah, the people that who are gonna threaten to change what you're doing, right?
Okay.
So like, what kinds of values are driving them, and what kinds of things can you nail them that even if they don't like what you want to say, by the rules of God, right?
We can probably fix almost anything. It does take a little bit of effort for somebody who's trying to get their opinion across, like in homeopathy. Because you know what? You have to have citations and proof. That's the end. You know, most people who are editors of Wikipedia do not identify themselves as skeptics, but they are, because they want evidence. You can't just put something up on Wikipedia. Well, you can, but it's going to be taken down. Real good answer, example, we had nothing to do with it. Hurricane Sandy, I think it's a big deal out here. We saw it on the news, you know, I don't know what you guys are doing over here. Like, wow, it was rain and water and stuff. Jeez, why didn't we just get their umbrellas out? We didn't, I'm in California. We're earthquakes, right? We don't deal with this water stuff that you have out here. But anyway, there was a man who was a man with a lot of time on his hands, and Hurricane Sandy happened, and he started the Wikipedia page for Hurricane Sandy, and he went nuts. He was devoting, they did a news article on this is why I know all this. He was devoting like 10 hours a day to writing this Wikipedia page for Hurricane Sandy. Hits were massive, hundreds of thousands of hits, you know, and it was great. But he would not allow climate change on the page. Would not allow any mention of global climate change anywhere on the page. So the media finally, the editors are in the back and the forth, and they're just like, this, you know, we got to get this on here, you know, global climate change. But he would not, because he didn't believe in it. And so he would not allow it on him. It was his page in his mind. Nobody owns a page, by the way. Even the person who is the target of the page, it has nothing they can do about it unless there's somebody like us watching out for them. So finally, the editors complained, and they researched and found out who the guy was, and they were able to stop him from editing, because he was on it so much that as soon as anybody tried to put something else on, he'd revert it. And so they finally have it in good shape. But it took a lot of time, and the media actually got involved. And I don't know, you guys know who Scientology is, that group of people? So same thing, they're also notorious for changing Wikipedia pages that are pertaining to them. So people like us, not my team, but other editors were like suspicious about it, and they were able to trace the IP addresses back to buildings, Scientology buildings, and that's like a no-no. We also know Mormonism is highly guarded, and those pages are very carefully worded and guarded. You can't just go in and change some pages because they're too well written and too guarded, and there's too much, back and forth on it. They're not constantly reverted. But Mormonism, we know a lot of Mormons edit those pages, and they've got it in a way that it's the best we can do for the moment. But to change like even a couple words on it, it would probably require a lot of discussion. There's something happening on the back page, and I'll just point this out really quick. I guess I got it here, but you probably aren't aware of. But there's a button here that's called Talk, and you don't have to be signed in or an editor or anything. This has all the discussion that's happening on that page back here. And this is very important to, this is more entertaining than the blogs out there talking about the drama. Our community, trust me. This is where we're having real discussions with believers and other editors about the page and how to improve the page. And this is where we kind of get down and dirty. We still have to be polite. We're still very polite to each other, overly polite in some situations, but we still, this is where you should be reading, please. Forget those blogs, a lot of drama. Read the top pages of Wikipedia. You will be eye-opened. So I guess that's it. I think I'm probably at our time.
Well, technically we have until 10:15, but
Is there any
are
other
there any more
questions?
questions? Any more questions?
Am I going to get you guys all signed up? I really would, I'm here for a couple more days, and please approach me if you have any ideas. And I have lots of ideas for activism, and I will gladly go, if you have some ideas, I will gladly look at it and tell you that maybe it's already been done, or I know somebody who's doing it. Let me hook you up with that person, and let's kind of talk about how maybe to zero in on your whatever angle you have, because I've been around a long time and I kind of know what people are doing, what's been done, and what works and what doesn't work. Maybe try this and do that. And if you want to edit Wikipedia with me, find me out here. We have a little connection. We can edit. Web of Trust. I'm always looking for suggestions of pages to be our tip for the day. So,
Great. Thank you so much, Susan.